you want to make more money on Instagram? Well, you came to the right place. Whether you already have a following and you're making good money and you want to make more, whether you have a following and you're not making money, or whether you're just starting from zero and you want to build an audience to actually make money, this is the video for you, because I'm going to be sharing the 3 mistakes that businesses get wrong when it comes to making money from Instagram. And I'm going to show you how to fix those things. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name's Simon Shaw. I own a company called Viral Growth. For the past few years, I've been helping many of the top personal brands and companies you see on social media build their audience and monetize that audience through high ticket products and services. I've seen almost everything when it comes to running online coaching, consulting, info products, service-based businesses on the internet, monetizing them. And these are the 3 biggest mistakes that businesses always make. Whenever I look to take on a new client, or I'm auditing somebody, or whatever it is, these are the 3 mistakes that they almost always make. And this is how you can avoid them, how you can fix them. Now, the first thing that you need to understand is that most entrepreneurs and businesses, they go on social media with what I call lowball positioning. Now, what do I mean by lowball positioning? It's basically you have this aura of someone who people feel like they can lowball, right? They feel like if you state a price, then they're like, can you do it for like a hefty discount, like 50% off? We don't want that, right? Think about this. Think about if you ever walked into a lawyer's office and you were, I don't know, you had some crazy lawsuit against you, right? And they said, yeah, it's going to cost you this. Would you ever dream of asking them for like a discount or like haggling or whatever kind of negotiation? You would never dream of that, right? It's just not the way things are done. You never lowball a lawyer. And why is that, right? Why is it that, people feel like they can lowball some businesses, or they can try and ask for a lower price, and then other businesses, they feel like they simply can't lowball them? It's all because of positioning, right? When you set up your business, when you are curating your social media presence, you have to go into it with this mindset that you're optimizing for high status, especially if you want to be selling high ticket products and services to people who can afford those products and services. It's all about status. If someone feels like you have low status, or you're doing less good than them, or you don't have some kind of specialist knowledge, they're always going to come in, and no matter what price you say, they're always going to want to ask for it cheaper, right? We don't want to be attracting those people whatsoever. So we want to be optimizing for status, high status, so that we never have people lowballing us. Now, the way we do that is through multiple ways, right? The first way is we build a content machine, right? And the content machine show a very premium setup. So whether your video quality is good, whether your background looks high quality, you're showing a little bit of your wealth, your expertise, you want to give off a premium vibe. You want people to understand that you are the top of the market. You don't cater to the bottom end of the market. You're only working with the higher end of whatever market you're in, the highest paying customers, right? The second thing you need to understand is high paying equals high price. And high paying can also be substituted for high ROI, right? If you are able to deliver a high ROI or solve a high pain or a difficult pain or a hard pain, whatever you want to call it, you can justify a high price. If you're coming in with a very generic, commoditized type offer that doesn't sell a specific high pain point or deliver a high ROI, you're never really going to be able to justify a high price. You're never going to attract the people that can pay those high prices, and the people that you do attract, they may not see the value in it, and they may not even want to pay that, and they might try to lowball you, right? So you need to have a premium positioning, premium look and feel to your content. You need to have a high pin and a high price. And the third thing you need to have in your content is what I call the magic ratio. Now, what this is the content split on the types of content that you're posting, right? I won't go too deep on it because I've done videos on this before, but it's 40%, 40%, 20%. Now, 40 is top of funnel content, 40 is middle of funnel content, and 20 is bottom of funnel content. Now, what is this? Top of funnel is designed to get views. Middle funnel is designed to nurture. And bottom of funnel is designed to convert. Now, when I say get views, this means that you don't necessarily have to talk about your specific field of expertise, right? It's just a type of video that's designed more likely to go viral because it maybe taps into a trending format, it taps into a very trending topic, or it taps into a very high awareness topic. And that is the ultimate thing for something to go viral. The more people are interested in a topic, more people are aware of that specific topic, means there's more people to share that video to on Instagram, right? You'll get more views. Now, the next part is nurture, and this is where you show your expertise, right? And this is where you can really establish the premium positioning of your content, because this is where you show that you're an expert. You show people that you know what you're talking about, and you essentially convince them that you are the person they should listen to. You get positioned as an expert, as an authority in your space. And then finally, bottom of funnel content, conversions. This is just simple stories, anything with a CTA, posts, videos, anything at all with a direct CTA to work with you. This is your bottom of funnel conversion focused content, right? Now, these are the three things you have to understand in order to not have lowball positioning. You need to have your content with a premium feel, high pin, high price, and the magic ratio of content posted. Now, the second thing you need to understand is most people on IG attract broke audiences. And this is what plays into what I was saying earlier about our content and our premium positioning. You see, the biggest people on TikTok and Instagram in terms of views and followers, they actually make the least money in the business world. And the reason for that is the vast majority of social media users are not customers. They're consumers, they're doom scrollers. They are just there for brain rot, to be entertained, and that's it. They're not interested in learning, they're not interested in buying. They will not ever buy from you. And so you never want to optimize your content solely for views. If you're just trying to get millions and millions and billions of views, you'll never build an audience that actually wants to buy from you, right? So you have to be very careful about the kind of content that you put out. I had a client recently and he was charging $250 per month for fitness coaching. And I came in, I rejigged his entire offer, rejigged his entire content strategy, and now he gets people to pay him $20,000, all the way from 3.5, 10 to $20,000, right? So that's all just because of adjusting the content strategy, right? Whereas before he was posting very much, not necessarily brain rot, but just pure motivation, PORN, not necessarily brain rot, but just motivational style content that just the generic everyday person would consume mindlessly, right? And we immediately flipped his content to speak directly to his ICP, so directly to high income men that needed his solution, right? We spoke directly to their pain points, we called them out in the videos, and guess what? We got way less views. One of his top videos before was 20 something million views, right? We got way less views, between like 10 and 30,000 views, but we actually were able to make way more money because of those 10,000 to 30,000 people, we had dozens of people booking calls with us that were actually a fit and had money and actually could afford a significantly higher price. So the client went from charging $250 per month and actually having not many people buy it because they couldn't afford it, to having people pay him 3.5, 10, and 20K packages from the same Instagram account, just with a rejigged offer and a rejigged content strategy, right? So your content is the biggest thing that is going to determine what kind of person you attract and how much money you attract. It's all about who you speak to and what problems you are solving for that person, right? Then the third mistake that people make is they don't have what I call money paths. Now, what is a money path? Money paths is a path that you put your viewers on in order to make money. So viewers, they don't monetize themselves, right? So you have a viewer, they see your video on Instagram, and where do they go, right? Most of them, they scroll past, right? Probably 99% of people, they probably scroll past your video. 1% of those people will actually click through to your profile, right? They'll click through to your profile, they'll maybe scroll through your feed, and they'll check a few more videos. And maybe a percentage of those people, I don't know what kind of percentage, but a portion of those people will click your link in bio and they'll explore you, right? They need to have a path to go down, right? Most people, they get stuck here, and whenever they get that 1% of people to visit their profile, they have nothing to explore. They got no links, they got no dedicated sales paths. The leads then, they just leave the profile and you lose them forever, right? So if you don't have a money path in your bio, in your Instagram account, you're simply never going to actually attract leads. Now, there's two money paths that you have to do. One is direct, and one is indirect. Now, the direct one is your sales path. This is just directing someone straight to a landing page with a VSL, 5 to 15 minutes, and an application underneath that VSL to work with you that automatically filters out bad fits, people that don't make enough money, that just are not qualified to work with you. They automatically filter them out, and that application goes to a Calendly to book a call. That's your direct sales path. It doesn't get any easier than that. That's quite conventional wisdom, right? Send people through link in bio to direct to work with you. But where most people get wrong is they only have a sales path, right? Most people do not go from cold viewer to buyer or book call as easy as just seeing a profile, right? If they see a profile, they aren't just automatically wanting to book a call. There's steps that need to go in between. If here is your cold viewer and here is a client, if you don't have any steps in the middle, you're limiting the amount of people to get closer to this closed client stage. And most of them, they just stay over here in this cold viewer, right? So if we implement some steps in the middle, it's kind of like stepping stones for the cold viewer to much more easily get across that river of indecision and becoming closer to a paying client. And we do that with our indirect flow, which I call the indoctrination flow, indoctrination path. And what this is simply is just free value. Now, I like to do this with either a podcast or a long form YouTube video. It could be 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes long, whatever it is, just giving absolute pure free value. By the way, guys, real quick, if you ever want my help with this one-on-one, just click the link below, book a call. You won't regret it, right? You want to have a video of just pure value, right? Then in the description of that video, you want to have a Calendly link, something to book a call, whatever it may be, but in the description of that video. And the whole goal of that video is not to drive leads and sales. It's about educating, right? It's about proving your expertise to the people that are watching that video and people that are coming from Instagram. So you'll get fresh traffic from YouTube and you'll get all the majority of the traffic actually over from Instagram, right? So if we have those two links in our bio, one is direct and one is indirect, then people have two paths to go on, right? They have two paths to explore with us. Our high intent leads will immediately go through our direct, and our medium intent leads will go through our indirect, where they'll just get nurtured more through the YouTube video. And hopefully by the end of that video, they have been nurtured enough where then they want to explore a conversation to work with you, right? This is one of the biggest things that you need to be implementing to your Instagram account to actually convert so many of those leads, because so many of the followers that you have, they're just lurking, right? They haven't made up their mind, or you haven't made up their mind for them that you're the right choice, because you haven't put out enough content, enough indoctrination sequences, enough indoctrination paths rather, to prove to them that you are the right choice, okay? So we want to set them on that path intentionally, right? We don't want them to choose their own path. We say, this is the path that you need to go on to see that I am the right choice for you to work with, right? And that is how you actually convert a lot more people. You see, most people, they don't ever implement any of these three things. They just go onto Instagram without a plan and they start posting random reels with some kind of random trend. They copy other viral videos and pray that it works, but that is not the right way to make money on Instagram. Making money and getting views on Instagram are two totally different things. Getting views is easy. You just post the most mindless stuff and you get views, and who knows what kind of people are watching, but it's certainly not going to be your ideal client that can pay you $20, $30, $50, $100,000, right? Those people are not going to engage with that content. You have to fix your positioning so you're perceived as much higher status to the right kind of people. You have to attract people that are not broke, right? By speaking specifically to rich people in your, or the higher end of your market rather, in your content, right? And you need to have the right money paths in place so that when someone does view your profile, right, coming off the back of your content, they have paths to go through, right? They aren't just, searching for something to see who you are and prove your expertise. You give them the dedicated paths to go through so that you can plan exactly what they see. You can show them the exact social proof that you want, the exact knowledge that you want them to see in order for them to know that you are the right person to solve their problem or get them an ROI. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a comment, DM me on Instagram, any questions you have. I answer everybody back that mentions that they came from my YouTube. It's a special club we're in. Subscribe to the channel if you want more of this. And yeah, if you want to work with me, just check the Calendly link below, book in a call. And if it's a right fit, then we can work together and scale you up on Instagram. But thanks for watching.